Good morning.
Hello, hello. At least we got sunshine today here in Ohio, right?
Ooh, it's beautiful out. Cold, but beautiful.
It is, but I will take it. At least it's not precipitation falling from the sky.
I hate to think how March is going to go out saying it came in so nice. You know what they say, in like a lamb, out like a lion.
I don't know how true any of that really is. Like there's all these sayings and like woolly bears and everything else. Like has anybody really went back and scientifically
The woolly bears, they actually did do a study on that, and that turns out to be pretty true.
Really?
Depending on how long the fur is on the caterpillars is how bad the winter's going to be. So what's his name before he died? The weatherman. Yeah, you know who I mean.
Yes, he was on Fox 8 and the Woolly Bear Parade. Dick Goddard.
Dick Goddard, yeah. I guess he was pushed on that subject so much because he was in charge of that he finally thought he better find a real true answer. And apparently that's true, depending on how thick their fur is, depending on how bad the winter's going to be.
I almost said Chuck Norris, and I'm like, that is not the right name.
No, definitely not the right one. Not even close.
I know. I need another cup of coffee. Don't mind me. Hello, everybody, and hello, our friends joining us on Instagram. If you have questions about ghosts, the podcast episode that went out today, portals, fairies, all the things, feel free to ask in the comments. And Marianne and maybe I, depending on what your question, will give you an answer.
Or at least try to come up with one. We don't know all the answers, that's for sure.
I mean, speak for yourself, Marianne.
Oh, okay then. I will bow to you. Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. First question. Did your ghost dog move with you?
He did. He has moved the last 4 houses or the last 4 places we've lived. He has moved with us. I always thought he wasn't going to, but he ended up showing up. The one house, he was there before we got there. Of course, some of the stuff was there, but yeah, he's with us for sure.
Thanks. It was like Dick Goddard.
Yes. Dick Goddard. Yeah. Yeah.
Some past friends and everything have stories about him, and thank you. I know everybody this is one of my newer shirts. Instead of the Metallica, Ride the Lightning, it's Jack Skellington.
Oh, cute.
And a kickback to Stranger Things. So it's kind of a reference. And instead of Metallica, it says Halloween. So I always look for cool mashup shirts. I did not realize today was Happy International Ladies' Day.
International Women's Day. Yeah. Well, that's good because we have some people on here that are international.
That's right.
City, right? Right there, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Let's see. Denise is having trouble finding the law of abundance on your website. Now, Instagram, you get to watch me open up a tab, go to Marianne's page, and see if we can help people find where that is.
Sometimes you have to refresh your computer. Is that what the word I'm looking for?
Refresh, clear out old cookies. So if Marianne's website has been updated,
it should be there.
But I am looking at your Law of Abundance page. 2023, we got the moon calendar, full moon, and then it goes down into your contact us. So as of right now, Marianne, your
Law of abundance is not on there.
Mm-mm.
Great. Okay, I will get the webmaster on it. Yeah, we've got a problem with the Mercury retrogrades too. She put the wrong times up, so that's got to be changed too.
Yeah, it's not even accidentally on the Mercury retrograde, and I'm checking under more just to see if we can find it. Thanks for hanging in there, Mandy, on Instagram.
Yeah, it's the 21st of March, but we'll get that fixed today for sure.
Let's see. Let me go back up here, pop that one down.
And for those of you that have the Law of Abundance checkbooks, the dates are inside the cover on that, so you always know when they are.
Right. Here we go again. Fly away here. There we go. Jackie says the podcast this morning was interesting. My first image was Belladonna was given to Donna, rest her soul.
You know, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I never saw, and I believe they looked for it. I don't remember when I looked at the autopsy report. I don't know if they did a big enough dive into the blood work to see if there was something there. I truly don't know, but obviously they did something to her.
I mean, it was awful suspicious how she was fine, and then all of a sudden she wasn't.
Right.
And then even more not fine.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So who knows?
But that was
She didn't say anything tasted funny, but you know what? When you eat at somebody's house for the first time, no two people cook alike. You know, scrambled eggs can taste different in 3 different houses. So who knows if she would have even noticed anything. And there is some poison that is actually sweet. So I think the
isn't
green,
arsenic kind of a sweet?
which one?
Arsenic?
No, I don't know about arsenic. What's the one for?
Whoops, sorry. That my do not disturb apparently did not stay on. There we go.
The green one that people, antifreeze, because that's why dogs like it if it spills on the driveway, and that'll kill them.
Okay.
Because antifreeze, I think, is sweet too. Now, I don't know how you'd cover up that green color, but who knows?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Green eggs and ham? I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's like antifreeze.
Yeah. That's what that wouldn't surprise me.
And now I'm trying to think back to all of the true crime, you know, of what people had done with it. And I want to say it was mixed into like coffees and teas. And if they are putting other creamer in there, you know, some creamers will give like a little shimmer on the top, depending. Right. So maybe that's how they kind of hide it in there. And the arsenic tastes like almonds.
It smells like almonds. The old detective shows, you know, the dead person's mouth is open and they're pushing the air to their nose. Oh, I smell almonds. It must be arsenic. It's like, yeah, we all know that now. Okay.
Right. Arsenic is palatable.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I believe so. It's funny because we just on TV last night, we were just watching a true crime, and they thought a lady had killed her baby using antifreeze. And it turns out, after she was in prison for a couple of years, it turned out that the kid died from something else that was similar to it, but it was a natural cause.
Natural.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I bet you it was. And they said that they had put it, the mom had put it in his formula. So.
I recently had gotten Discovery Plus just because it's got a lot of true crime and paranormal. So in a way, I'm like, I should see if I can write this off as research for what we do.
File that one. Okay.
Dear accountant person, what had happened was, now, mind you, back when I was a teen, I had taken care of, babysat 2 little brothers that became 3, but the eldest had like a feeding tube, and he was my little buddy. And so one of the episodes that I watched in the last couple of days, there was a young baby toddler who had the similar type of feeding tube. And because of his nutrition issues, like he had to have it and had to be careful what he ate. And like he was very sickly, to be expected, but they started paying attention how often he would go into the hospital and miraculously clear up in the hospital, be sent home, and then a couple weeks later be back in again. And it turned out like she was just he would have like a saline hookup, and or not saline, his food hookup. She was putting salt, like it was the equivalent of like 300 packets of salt, like those little bitty restaurant like she was putting salt in there, and that's what was making him sick. And they finally got her because a hospital room that she and her son were in had a camera in it aimed at the bed. And you see where the doctors come in and they're like, he's fine, we'll start processing you out, and he's playing, having a good time. And all of a sudden you see her get up and pull out this feeding thing and hook it up, and within minutes he's down. And when they looked at the feeding tube or the bag in his system, like she literally killed him with salt. And it was just one of those like kind of like Munchausen where
Syndrome,
she
right.
attention
brings him back, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't understand their own kids.
How can you hurt children or animals? That just does not make any sense to me. I don't understand that. That's not in my world that can even happen. Unfortunately, it does, but I hate when I see that.
Yeah. Strawberry says, my deceased boyfriend of 12 years actually reached out to me on New Year's evening. I heard 3 words, but when I asked them to repeat it, I heard nothing. If they can speak, why can't they respond back?
It's about energy. Maybe 3 words were all he could get out with the amount of energy that he had. If it was New Year's Eve, if you were with a crowd of people, then he should have been able to get energy from the other living people. If it was just you and him, maybe it wouldn't have been enough energy to say any more than that. And if you've dreamt of him, why don't you talk to him in a dream? Because for sure that means he's crossed over.
True. And then Wendy says, do you do any events where you do readings for people? Hello, Breadface on Instagram.
Don't do readings at all. If you come up to me and ask me if you have a ghost around you or negative energy on you, or you bring me a picture to look at, sometimes I can see from that. I don't do readings. I'm not a psychic.
But that being said, Marianne, you're going to be in the store in April.
I am.
April
15th, Saturday.
So if you want to know if you've got negative energy or if you have pictures that you think might have something on it or in it, bring them up. Let Marianne take a look. That being said, real quick, again, Instagram gets to watch my computer here. I did, and thanks to Brooke, who helped send over the picture of the elf that the Mexican president said he caught and was catching some grief from other world leaders. So I can put that up here in a minute once it's done loading. Now, you know how Brooke's avatar is always her like drinking tea and sipping tea, and Vicky was like, don't drink the green tea. And she's like, how does she know I drink green tea, the matcha tea? So Yeah. Thank goodness for camera coverage. And I think they were suspecting her because I doubt all hospital rooms have cameras. So
no, I don't think so either. But when you watch these true crime shows, some of them are not in the last year or two. Some of them are from the 20s or the 90s. Excuse me. And you think to yourself, while I'm watching these things, nobody would get away with that now because there's cameras everywhere. I mean, everybody's got a cell phone. You just hold it up, or, my son-in-law put one of those cameras on my front door that every time a big truck goes by, it shows on this little screen, someone's at your front door. And it's like, really? Oh, there's a big truck going by. Okay. But seriously, if somebody's trying to commit a crime, I don't think you can get away with it anymore.
It's harder to do.
I
But
believe it.
what's funny is most of the podcasts that I listen to that are where the hosts are like retired detectives, retired lawyers, and whatnot. They're always like, "We love Walmart cameras because they got cameras everywhere and they're good. They can see license plates. They zoom in on faces." It's when they're relying on like home cameras or gas stations or, now you got your blurry, from 1970 camera sitting up there. That's more for scare tactic than useful.
Right,
So,
right. Or they reprint over and over and over, which it totally grains it out. You're not going to see anything anyway. But some
yeah.
of these new cameras that are out now, I don't know how anybody can get away with anything that they do anymore.
hmm so they're like, we are not supported by, and we are not sponsored by Walmart, but we love Walmart cameras. And Walmart is always like, police go in and be like, we got a missing person, can you check? And they're like, here you go. They're not like the whole, well, the security and privacy. They're like, missing person, possible dead person, we will help.
I
So
think that's the law now. I think they can't hide behind anything like that if it involves harm to a person. I think they automatically have to give you that now. Now,
yeah,
whether they tell the truth and say, "Oops, somebody erased it," but you
right.
never know.
And well, what was the mass shooter who went into the gay club, and which is how many, right? But he had an iPhone, and the legal team were trying to get Apple to unlock the phone, and Apple was like, no, we pride ourselves on security and privacy of our users. And that's where I'm like, I am normally an Apple fan, but in that instance, I was a little ticked. I'm like, go in there, find out, and then go find those friends and go get rid of them too. Like, get them off the street. So, like, I value privacy, but when it's known that it's a public safety issue, unlock that phone.
That's right.
And let's get them off the street. Let me get off. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Um, here's an interesting question. Do you know if those that go into the light can visit other galaxies? I saw a pic of all the galaxies light years away and freaked her out.
I do not know, and because I can't talk to people that have gone into the light, you would, if you have a favorite medium or a favorite psychic medium that you go to, I guess that would be the person to ask. I, you know, the few mediums that I know personally, they talk to angels or the dead people that are in heaven. So, what part of the galaxy is heaven? I don't know.
I mean,
Oh,
inquiring
no.
want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
um, let's see. Duke says, watching from work, which she works in a jail, and wondering how many ghosts are hanging out today. Happy to be wearing my seed. It never comes off. Can I buy seeds that are just the little metal capsules without the jewelry? Wouldn't the closest thing be the zipper pull?
The zipper pull, yeah. If you get a zipper pull and take off the charm, you'll just have the capsule. So yeah, you could do that. Uh, and if when I do a jail or a holding place where there are prisoners, if people if the people that work there would leave the seeds where they are supposed to be, there would never be a problem. But it's funny, I don't believe in this stuff, but on the way out, they're going to grab the seed off the top of the door. So, and so there's the problem. And people, you're right. People love the zipper pulls. They're easy. You can switch them from a different bag or, wherever you want to put them. The trouble with zipper pulls is that it's a hit and miss what the charm is, unless you come to an event. Like the zipper pulls to be at Melissa's on the 15th of April. And you can pick whatever kind of charm you want on that after there. But you can buy one of those and just take off the little charm.
Speaking of, Lauren says, "Hey guys, I bought two different quince zipper pull charms from your site. I wear them around my wrist, and both times the quinces have fallen off after a couple months, but the different charms stay on. I've had to buy 3 charms in the last year because of this. Could this have to do with the ghost that doesn't want me to be protected, or is it just coincidence that the quince part of the zipper pull falls off?"
Okay, 2 things. I would never put a zipper pull on a key ring that is in and out of your pocket. It's going to really put a lot of strain on the little jump ring that holds it together. So I can see where that goes. Anything as far as the charms go from the store, if they're broken or missing a seed, send them back and they will be replaced at no charge. So don't buy a new one, just send the old one back and we'll see. And sometimes the guy, the jeweler that makes them for me, sometimes, doing 60, 70 charms at a time, maybe he doesn't get it as deep as it should. And he's human. Things happen, but we will definitely replace those. Do not buy any more. Just get the ones fixed.
Well, and I'm thinking of the zipper pull that Rune had years ago, and it was twist. And if you're wearing it on your wrist, that wrist is in contact a lot. And if you're wearing it while sleeping and you're moving, you could be untwisting that
That's
over
right.
time.
That's exactly right.
Zipper pulls, you figure, are meant to be on a jacket.
You just go up and down. Or some people, like people that wear lariats with their ID on it, hospitals, nursing homes, they hook it on that. There's no big deal there. But anything, just like one of the favorite regular charms has got the glass front. That seems to be the favorite out of all the charms. And never, never, never put that on a key ring because you're going to lose it. You're going to break it for sure in your pocket. It's common sense.
Mm-hmm. Gina says, "I bought a cute gnome garden statue about a year ago, and I like to keep it in my bedroom rather than outdoors. Would this cause the issue of things disappearing often in my room?"
Gina, a call would have to come from the house or come on a Zoom. I'll be able to tell you if you've got little folk in the house or not. I wouldn't think just bringing one gnome statue in would have a thing to do it, but it's better to check.
Brooke is everywhere. She's on Twitch. She's on YouTube. She's on Facebook. Brooke in mass. Thank you, Brooke. Deborah says, "Marianne, you have probably answered this before. If so, I'm sorry for asking. Those who died by suicide due to depression, do they carry the depression with them after death?"
They have the same personality they had when they were alive. So if they were depressed when they're alive, yes, they are still going to be depressed as an earthbound spirit. But if they went into the light, that disappears and everything is good and no illnesses, mental, physical, at all. So, but if they're earthbound, yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of suicides, just because of religious beliefs, will not go into the light because they're afraid of hell. And most churches, including the Catholic religion, has changed that. Now you are mentally ill and you are not forbidden. It's not a mortal sin. It's no, it's not okay to kill yourself, but they don't penalize you for it anymore. So, but yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Mandy on Instagram says she stitched her charm seed into the Apple Watch band.
Oh, cool.
That's a unique way. I don't think we had anybody think to do that yet.
There's a couple doctors, actually anesthesiologists, because for sure they always have their watches on in a surgical room. And they have high-end wristwatches, and they've taken them to their jeweler, where the jeweler has actually made it like a little bubble on the watch and stuck the seed in there. So that it's always on them when they're in the surgical room, because that's really important to be protected in there. And so, yeah, you just get creative. Some people just know how to do, just figure it out. And I don't sell loose quince seeds, but the best way to get, if you only need one, is to buy a dream bag, because there is a quince seed in every dream bag, and the dream bags are the least expensive things in the store.
Will you have the Wee Folk solution when you come in April?
Yes, I will definitely have it.
And Duke also mentions the capsules fit right onto a dog tag chain.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But you can also take that and use duct tape or masking tape and wrap it around their collar. If it's even if you have one, you can get it in there where it doesn't disrupt.
Let's see. Yeah, so all of March is sold out. You're looking into April. April is available. Let me go check. Instagram gets to see.
The 14th is one in April, and the 24th. But the 24th won't be open until the 14th is full. So
yeah, April 14th still has like 13 slots open. So go nab that. Let me see here. And again, please don't. I already had like 3 in the last 2 days of people like, can you assist me? I would like to participate on the 10th. And I'm like, no.
yeah, I've gotten 2 calls. Marianne, this is your Zoom. Do something. It's like, yeah, no, I don't have anything to do with that. Nothing. I come on at 7:30 on the night and start talking to people. That's my job.
Let's see. There was a question. Here we go from Bridget. Can the gnomes or fairies make you sick? Kind of like what earthbounds do.
You know, what kind of point system do you give stress? Is that a high thing in your, or anger because something is broken or they're aggravating the animals? Do they make you physically sick like an earthbound spirit does? Not so much, but fairies or gnomes will move medication.
Mm.
And remember, the seeds don't stop them. They're not dead.
Right. I don't know if that's a lot of personal information.
Let's put it this way. March is our birthday month.
That's true. That's true. Actually, there's 3 of us if we count the boy.
That's right. That's right. There's definitely 3 of us. And I know right now I'm looking at my March calendar and I've got 8 birthdays on this month. So March is a busy month for some reason.
It's actually the week of like mine, because Runes is the day after mine. And then within a few days is my dad. So I get to knock out, a few of us like within a week.
Yeah.
And then it seems for like my family, October then is the month where there's tons of people. Well, thank you, Brett Face. It's like happy birthday early.
Yeah, that's like I said. And some of us just consider our birthdays a regular day of the month. In my world, it's just a regular day. I don't count birthdays anymore. So,
well, I'm finally now where if I were the person that I wanted to celebrate, because I've always been like a low key type person, for the last soon to be 20 years, my birthday revolved around that one because his was the day after mine, and the kids come first. So my birthday was usually spent making the cakes, getting ready. Sometimes my birthday was his party. So,
right.
like, so yeah,
I
went home.
Right. I was the first grandchild and I shared my grandfather's birthday. So but my family, out of 4 members of my immediate Ted, me, the girls, every one of us has a birthday that is on another family member's birthday. None of us have a singleton birthday. Right. Right.
Oh, well, happy belated, Mary, the other Marianne.
Yes.
March 2. What's funny is my great aunt Cindy, she and I share a birthday, and we're very similar in voice, look and humor. So, I'm like, well, this is interesting.
Well, DNA runs through families, you can't get away from it. No
Right.
way, no how. And I had a thing, not the 20th birthday was the last 0 birthday that I celebrated. I never celebrate a 0 birthday. My sisters, my family, my friends, nobody calls me. My kids leave me alone. My husband leaves me alone. I do 0. And that's 30, 40, 60, 70. I don't come out of my bedroom.
Brooke's like, a lot of my friends have more.
And Tara said the other day, she says, Mom, yeah. She said, Tara says, Mom, your birthday's coming up. She says, can we go out to eat? It's not a 0 birthday. I said, you can do that. Sure,
Yeah.
if it was a 0, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, it has to be more than a coincidence. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and I was looking, I'm like, how quick can I find that picture of my Aunt Cindy? Because I purposely did a side-by-side like picture of us, and I'm like, to the best birthday people, And other than her having like brown hair versus like the red, we look pretty similar. And I'm like, well, there you go. There's the Wintermute side, coming down. But like me, my mom, my aunts, like we're all within an inch of the same height and built pretty similar. And then the men in the family take after my mom's dad's side, where they're the tall. I'm like, they take after the Ranskys, the tall, people. So it was interesting. And then here comes my kid who did not take after the males on that side. He's taken after, like, I got left out of the equation other than like the shape of the nose right here and the top of the ear. He's a spitting image of his dad. So
Yeah, but well,
he's got
his DNA, so he's got to come. He's got to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah. So yeah, everybody wants to know why you don't like the 0 birthdays.
I don't know. It's just like the beginning of the end. When you're out of your 20s when you're 30. Oh my God, you're now in your 40s when you're 40. And it's like, and if you tell somebody I'm 40 or I'm 50, they look at you like, sure. It's like when you tell somebody you're 39. Nobody believes you're ever 39 years old. So you're better off saying you're 38. They'll believe that. They won't believe 39. And why would you ever say 40? No.
Well, if you want, Marianne, we can go ahead and put up this picture of the elf that the president of Mexico said that he captured, and see if we agree with him. Here's his picture. Honestly, to me, it kind of looks like they took a game character and kind of like imposed it into the picture. But I'll let you tell me if that's really an elf or not, caught on film.
See, it's not a screen. Oh, there we go. That's not real.
Not real. Okay.
I
didn't think it was. But...
No.
Yeah, it looks like it took one of those.
If it was real to begin with, see the top of his head, you would be able to see the branch through his head. You would be able to see the tree trunk through his hand. No, he's not real.
Yeah, there was like Photoshop. And it is kind of a creepy looking, just because I think mainly because it's in a black and white negative look.
But what's that blotch of green there? Could you see that green? It's not on the tree. It's not on the side of the tree he's hanging on. It's on the other side. Stomach.
Oh. Yeah, if anything, I would say that's just something in when they were editing the picture. Because if you look up by the head, and I'm like pointing with my mouse, like you can see, you can't. But there's like missing tree branch where you
Yeah,
can see they were trying to Photoshop it there.
right.
And
That's what I mean. You see, they're not solid. You would see the tree branches through them.
yeah.
Nah,
Um,
that's definitely not true.
so, but
Mm-mm.
that's what he decided to put up in the news that he found, and I can see why everybody was kind of giving him grief over that.
And who is this person that is saying this?
The president of Mexico.
Oh, yay. Okay. Okay, okay. I don't know. Nah, okay. I don't. I'll keep that my thought to myself on that. But I don't know what. Mm-mm.
Right.
You have no clue. Nope.
But well, better late.
Tequila, right? That's the big thing. Is it tequila the big thing in Mexico? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like he wants to lose credibility real fast. I was just kind of wondering, like, when all of this was coming out, I'm like, does he have a re-election term coming up? Like, why would you put that out? Especially when it was that bad. Like, if you're gonna be president and you're gonna announce something, it better look good.
This boo has gotten so popular. Maybe he thinks by talking about this that if an election's coming up, he's going to get a whole new list of voters to vote for.
True. True. Um, she's like, I think he ate the worm at the bottom of the bottle.
I didn't want to say that, Melissa, but
We will say it for you. Wendy asks, when you see a dark entity, is it always negative?
no, not at all. That is how you're seeing their energy. That doesn't mean somebody bad. It just means that is how your eyes are set earthbound created. Some people see him regular, some people see a shadow person, some people see half a person, some people see, nothing. The drapes move as they way. So everybody's different on what you can see. There was a full moon yesterday. And so this past weekend, if you had anything in your house, this would have been a very active weekend. The kids would have been worse, or you would have felt bad, or you would have had more headaches than normal, or stomach upsets. And so definitely, the kids were in bed with you every night at 2:00 in the morning. So this week has been a very active weekend.
Let's see. Sandy says, kind of confusing, but speaking of birthdays, if a person was born at the end of the month, but and is supposed to be one astrology sign, but instead you were born a couple weeks early under a different sign, which one would you be, and which personality would you have?
Okay, for what I know about astrology, your sign is definitely whatever the time was when you were born. So even if you were supposed to be a Taurus, but you were born in Pisces, you can't be a Taurus. You're going to be a Pisces. But your personality is going to be whatever your rising planet is. So when I look at the newspaper at an astrology for the day, I look under Pisces because that's what my moon is in, Pisces. But I also look up Leo because my rising planet is Leo. So my personality, oh, what a surprise, is Leo, not Pisces. If I was a Pisces personality, oh hell, there'd be no way in the world I'd do this. I'd be standing in a closet shaking. Never. But the Leo lets me do this. So if you want an accurate daily astrology thing, you have to look at of those in the newspaper to see how your day is going to be.
See, then I'd have to challenge you. I have
Your
no Leo.
rising will be your Okay, you need a natal chart, and you need to see what your rising is,
Virgo.
then what your moon is in, and then what your sun is.
Yeah, Virgo rising, Libra moon.
Do you know?
What's that?
Oh, come on, Virgo. You're a businesswoman. You've got a good head on your shoulders for numbers. You're grounded. Oh no, Virgo's never you. Come on.
But when it comes to being upfront, because I'm not usually the one. Everyone's like, let's get a picture. And I'm like, I'll take it, but I'm not in it. And it took a good long time to get comfortable even doing, the lives. And if it wasn't for COVID and having to do lives to keep the business afloat when we shut down, like being live on camera wasn't going to be my fix. So that's a learned comfortable.
Right. And Ted's a rising Virgo too. He's a Capricorn, but he's a rising Virgo. And my God, he's double Earth. I'm surprised that he talks to anybody on the computer. So, but no,
well, he's always quiet in the back. He and I we always joke that we need to have a poker game going on during your events because we're just in the back, like that's all her. So,
exactly.
Let's see here. All of our new friends popping in over here on Instagram. If you have questions about ghosts, negative energy, the TV show The Ghost Whisperer, go ahead and ask. Marianne's going to answer for you. Depending on the question, I might be able to answer something. Brooke, she's like, I know virtually nothing about astrology. I know enough to poke fun at it, honestly. I'm a little more on the science side when it comes to personalities and things like that. But it's a debate that we have in the store a lot.
Astrology. Okay. Now, see, I've never had a reading. I've never done anything like that. But astrology, I have gone to an astrology person because it's math. You are the planets on the day you're born. You can't. Their chart now. Do you trust their interpretation? There's your difference. But the planets are going to, whoever pulls up a natal chart on you, the planets are going to be identically the same every time.
Let's see. For some reason, we're having a little bit of a lag, so I'm hearing parts.
Yeah, you are.
Let's see. Oh, well, thank you, Linda. Thank you. I've gotten pretty good at reading while talking and clicking and looking, multitasking. So
you're very good at that. Yes, you are.
How many balls can I keep in the air at the same time? Do you have any insight about dreams? I lucid dream every night ever since I was a child. I don't know what to do with my dreams.
Just not a dream. I tons of different dreams and what they mean. I really don't have any idea what those are. The one person that I always went to for advice or to ask about has died this past year. That's what happens when you start getting old. Everybody dies. And I don't know, Melissa, if you have anybody in your store that's a good dream interpreter that does that.
Maria does that. Dana can do that. So we've got at least 2 people that can do dream interpretation and help walk through that. I've always found when I personally would lucid dream, like I was always exhausted the next day, because part of that would also be astral traveling for me. And, for me, that was never restful. And I would remember bits and pieces and without a doubt, usually the person that I would, had been dreaming and traveling with the next day would message or call and, be like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that was, that was real.
Yeah. And that's what would happen to Ted. he would go astroplaning in his dreams, and the next day he'd having breakfast and he'd go, geez, I had my arms up over my head all night working on a car or something in my dreams, and his arms would hurt. He said, but I was on a blue planet. He says, I have no idea where I was. So that would freak me out if I astroplaned every time I went to sleep. Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because it's never happened intentionally. It's always been, it would just happen. And a lot of times it would be visiting like my friend Rhonda, who I don't get to see that often anymore because she lives out of state. And so, I've learned, like, don't be sitting there thinking about, Rhonda or somebody. Otherwise, the next morning she's like, what, bitch? Like, what's going on? And like, we were this, and I'm like, oh, I guess we just needed to hang out. So, and I'm like, yeah, okay, before bed, read a
when
book, listen.
Right. When I figured out how to astroplane, believe it or not, I was probably only 9 or 10. And I decided when I wanted to do it. And I saw so many things that I shouldn't have seen when I was age, because I wanted to see, well, gee, what's my cousin doing with her boyfriend right now? And what's my mother wrapping in the living room for Christmas? Oh, so we are not. No, and see, in here, Melissa's having leg, not me.
I would have to wonder, Marianne, because this happened a little bit since you've gotten your new internet, and I'm wondering how far away you are from your router. If like next week, if we have you sit closer to where your internet box is, or if we've got to plug you right into the router.
I can reach that thing called a router. That's how close it is. I can reach over at it.
Router. That's adorable. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask Ted if he's got a cord to plug in. That way, we're not trying over Wi-Fi and it's a direct line in. That's adorable.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I
talk a router
to my son. Yeah. What did I say wrong? I don't know. These two things here. There's something.
Yeah, Brooke's like, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch the router. Oh my God. Now I'm going to get electrocuted. Great.
No. You'll just kill the router and there'll be no recording, no live until they come out and replace your router. You'll have no internet. Don't touch it.
Yeah. We asked my son a couple of days ago, and he's got whatever that wire is. So I think Ted's probably going to do that thing, or he's going to come over and do it. But yeah, I think so. But you're the only. I don't have this trouble when we use Zoom. It's like it's the combination of the two of us. Well, you don't have this problem when you store. We only have this problem when you're at home.
So I've got new internet at the store, so we're there. But remember how we only recorded one because you were breaking up on me? But thankfully, StreamYard records us separately. So when I download for the podcast, it's picking up everything you're saying while I'm saying, and when I download, it puts those two and bring them down, even though at that time I couldn't hear what you were saying. So we're good. Let's try plugging you in and see if that's going to take care of like the lagging on your end, because I'm going to look laggy to you if your internet's not keeping up with the up and download speeds. So let's see if that'll help us.
Okay.
And I have even here, because my son, now that he's a big boy with a big boy job, is paying to upgrade like our internet. So we even have upgraded internet here at the house because I have a gamer down the hall that was pulling real heavy on our internet. So let's see about having Ted plug you in and see if that'll help, at least on the lives. So Stuart, not Stuart, because I read another name. Lewis Hello, Lewis. Glad you can make it, hon. Wants to know what we think about time travel on the topic of astral travel.
I don't, I really don't know anything about that. Apparently you have to have knowledge and notions, and I don't see anybody that's ever advertised that they could teach somebody how to do that. So I don't know. No idea.
The closest thing I have to do anything with time is time bending, where you can kind of shorten it or elongate it, but not the actual traveling. And there's so many theories, like the time is not linear, everything's happening at the same time. And so you're not actually going back in time, you're just shifting your focus. You wouldn't be traveling forward again, you're just shifting your focus. Everything is supposedly happening all at once. And what the science is behind that, I don't know, because that's a lot of fancy schmancy math. And after a certain point, math and I are not friends. So the whole quantum entanglement and all of that fun stuff, like I'll sit and listen to it and be fascinated, but to be able to explain back to you what they just said and how and why, oh, but it was really interesting. But time bending can be handy, but it's not exactly travel, and that's about as far as my knowledge goes with time. But Vicky's like, if it does exist, I want to go as far away from this time as possible. Let's see. Oh, it's almost 11. This hour went by quick. So that being said, since we're almost out of 11, the next Zoom available is in April, guys. All of March is sold out. April 14th. All of the Zooms start at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We love everybody from everywhere to join us. It's a lot of fun. You get some really good answers, but please be able to change your start time if you are outside of the Eastern Standard Time, because we start at 7:30 p.m. our time. So we need you to join us when we're actually starting. Everybody gets to ask 2 questions, and we ask that you be mindful and respectful of other people who have also paid to be there. We don't need to know what happened when you were like 13, especially if you're 40 now. One has nothing to do with the other. And please be in the building that your question is about, because that's where Marianne's going to be seeing you and how she's going to be able to answer your questions. Don't join us on lunch break at work if your question is about your house or your mother's house or anywhere else. Nobody under the age of 18. Please do not go, I have a question because my son or daughter, and then like turn to them is seeing. No, they need to be out of the room and not listening. The whole point is to not scare the children, guys. What else? Marianne, you'll be in the store April 15th. So right after Zoom, you can come see Marianne,
Right.
get your quinceañeras if you're local. Show her pictures of things that you have maybe caught, find out if you got negative energy on you, get some smudge soap, because you'll have all of your goodies with you when you come in.
Yeah, all the products will be there, right? Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But
And
Cindy wants to know when
also
the what will you also have? I'll ask my question in a minute.
I was going to say somebody wanted to know if I was going to have the St. Joseph medals there. Yes, I will have them.
Awesome. So
on the store on the 15th, and they are now on. Yeah, and they're now in the store too. We did put them up on the website.
So when is the next WTF podcast coming out?
Working on it.
Did you find any more of them letters yet in your unpacking?
No, luckily they haven't found my new address yet, so that's good.
Let's see. Yes, and they would also like to hear Brooke and Sandy, and I'm sure they would love to help out again. Um, so that will not be a problem to have those two help us. Um, Brooke said she's ready with her tea and her tea slurping for the next one. Though we'll give Brooke a little accolades here. Brooke helps us sometimes decide titles and other little things for the podcast. So Brooke helps out on the back end a lot. She's also keeping an eye on the Twitch for us. So if you know anybody on Twitch who wants to join, please let them know. And she's catching the clips of the funny things said. So all of the blackmail evidence that I have against Marianne is just mounting. I got the eye squint.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. But so those are all sitting on the back end. So thank you to Brooke.
Yeah, you live our work. Don't worry about it.
But guys, please let friends, family, anybody else know about what we do and invite them to join us. Especially for everybody that wants us to travel around a little more. We need more friends that would want to listen to what we do and join us in person. Even listening to the podcast helps. Watching the lives on both channels will help. If you're somebody on Twitch, that helps as well. So it lets us know, that you like what you hear and see, and you're supporting. So we greatly appreciate it. Maybe you could put together a blooper reel. Kind of. We're kind of working on that in a way. You just have to see which ones Marianne will let me put out there. If I go missing, it's because Marianne didn't like her blooper reel.
I still know the boys. Be careful.
That's right. But it's like if TSA doesn't get me, Marianne's boys will get me.
That's right. One way or the other.
How do you sign up for Zoom? So here is the link. And as long as Marianne and I are doing Zooms, this link will always work. It never changes. It will automatically pull up the dates that have available spaces. So that being said, please don't call and email Marianne and I wanting to know why you can't get into the Zoom that's in a day or two away and it must be broken. No, it's not. It's full. It's going to show you the one that is available. So if you go right now, it's going to say, hey, April 14th. That's because that's what it is. And please make sure, double check everything you're entering in for your personal information, especially your email. If you mistype that email, you will not get your confirmation email with your Zoom link because it's going to go off into cyberspace. It can't be delivered. It's going to bounce back to me as undeliverable. And if I can't kind of guess what your email should be, I have to wait for you to contact me and say, hey, I never got it. So please double check what you type in as your email. Let's see. What am I forgetting, Marianne? Anything?
No, I think you got it covered.
Brooke's like, there's a lot of clips with a lot of cackling. So there's also other clips from Sandy and I on the Twitch too. So like book reviews and stuff like that. I think Brooke, you may have even clipped Sandy and Courtney goofing off and dancing when we were supposed to be doing a live sale. And next thing you know, I just turned the camera. I'm like, this is what I have to put up with. They're not even concentrating on what we're doing. They're just dancing around the store. So there's all sorts of clips of all the things. And so we should probably piece together some of our shenanigans.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that you do so you don't make yourself crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have fun with it. So
it has to be you. That's right.
Yep. But I think she's like, I will clip more.
Yeah.
I think we
Good.
got everything.
We need to get her a day job.
No, I like what she's doing right now. I'm perfectly okay with her. Now, if we get to the point where we're taking off and we need the meatiest person in the background, then I know who I'm hiring. I'm coming for Brooke and I'm coming for Sandy.
Okay. I give up.
Right. Just give in, Marianne. Just give in. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining.
Yeah. All right. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
That's right. Same time. Invite friends.
Zoom this Friday. I will see you on Friday.
7:30 p.m. Eastern
Bye-bye,
Standard
everybody.
Time. Bye.